Snow King, 1,500 feet, just over 2 miles. And I heard some sad news today. The author of Forrest Gump died. The good news is I get to run Snow King. So I'm happy as a pig in sunshine. This one's for you, Forrest. All right, so still kind of warming up, but about a third of the way in, 500 feet of climbing. And it's so nice. So the last few run form videos, I had lots of great comments and a lot of questions or comments about what to do this, do that, not do this. And so I really want to take this opportunity today to really give you just a very simple way of thinking about foot strike, force into the ground, and propelling yourself forward. So running uphill obviously is the best type of training to do that. That's why I'm out here doing this nice long climb. But we're gonna dive into, once I get to the top, how to really simplify things so you can begin to feel good form and not wonder what it looks like. First mile, 697 feet of climbing. When you're climbing, long climb like this, it's really important to really get into a groove with your cadence and your breathing and create a rhythm. And sticking with that rhythm, especially cadence. We can't rely a whole lot on distance per stride going uphill, so we have to rely on cadence. All right, hitting the last 4 major switchbacks. Things kick up, things get serious. All right, here's the summit push. All right, here's the finish. Down there is Jackson Hole, a town of socked in smoke. Can't even see the Teton Range, which you usually get a great view right here. But I'm gonna scoot down around here and we're gonna dive into something you can simply try as a drill to begin to feel good form rather than wondering what it looks like or if you're doing it properly. It's really important to feel good, feel bad, so you can replicate that feeling through time, and that's the point of drills. And right tucked in behind this mountain here is home. All right, so in the last few videos, we talked a lot about force production and not having too much of a kickback. Is that everything we do needs to be focused around propelling ourselves forward, not up and down. So we talked about how we don't want to lean or use gravity because that creates more of a break and creates more oscillation up and down. And therefore, we also don't want to have a big kick back or lifting the legs up behind us, our heels up behind us, or a flick, because again, that's our body's going up and down and we want it to go forward. So I'm gonna set the camera down and show you some simple things you can do on a steep hill. I've got a steep hill here. And again, the camera usually doesn't do it justice. Find a steep hill, steeper the better, to do this drill. And again, this is a drill. Once I get back down the mountain, I'm gonna find a flight of stairs to also demonstrate this. So for you that don't have hills, can still get this same effect and same practice with this drill on stairs. Okay, so I'm gonna set the camera down and here we go. Okay, so I mentioned we don't want to kick back too much. Again, what that does is it causes too much time here before we can get this leg back around to propel ourselves forward. So again, we don't want to do this. It just reduces our cadence and increases our ground contact time. And we want to minimize our ground contact time. We want to provide force into the ground and get it around. Now, by propelling yourself forward, there's going to be a natural movement up and cycling of the legs. Just let that be natural. We don't want to think about doing this. So this is where the hill comes in, is that we wouldn't run up the hill like this, right? We don't want to do that. This is where the drill comes in. Run up the hill naturally. So when you're running uphill, notice how everything just naturally comes into play. And again, I'm not going to overcoach this because the point of the drill is to be the teacher. The hill is the teacher, the hill is the coach. Run up the steep hill as fast as you can and notice how things feel. Notice how you don't naturally, again, kick back, okay? Try it. Try doing it the wrong way and notice how awkward it feels. So again, sometimes it's good to feel good, and sometimes it's good to feel what is bad. So the bad is really accentuated in realizing how much that slows your cadence down and it diminishes your power, okay? And of course, naturally notice how you strike the ground underneath you and you're not able to heel strike or reach out. Again, we don't want to reach for our speed. Everything's here. We're just providing force into the ground. And then back around. Okay, so find a hill, try this. Again, it's a drill. Let the drill do its job, okay? And don't overthink it. Let's head down the hill. Probably ran that a little too hard. So I like to use Snow King as a good test to see where I'm at throughout the summer. And I haven't done it in a while. And I almost PR'd, not even trying. And it really just lets me know that this 4th year of my 5-year plan is really starting to take hold, where I've lived here 17 years and I'm still getting faster at just over 2 miles up a very steep climb. So it's very encouraging. I did it relaxed. I just trusted my fitness just to see where it's at. I was nice and relaxed, but with the smoke, I think I'm really rested too. I haven't been doing a lot of long runs. So I think my legs were really, really ready for this. So super stoked. And maybe this will give you a little idea of the grade here. 1,500 feet, just over 2 miles. There's a better shot of town in the smoke. All right, I'm gonna rip this down and we're gonna find some stairs. Perfect shoe choice today. The Dynafit Feline Up Pro. Made for the mountains, made for climbing. We're using the hill as a tool. This is not to make you better at running hills. It is using the hill or the stairs later for you to use it as a drill to understand what proper form feels like, and then you can take that practice to the flats. Okay, so again, the hill is the drill, and the purpose of drills is to teach you. Okay, you shouldn't have to think a whole lot. So find a steep hill or stairs so it's as steep as possible so they can be effective drills. Okay, so here goes. Because of the grade, it's really, I want you to exaggerate and run up the hill kicking back. Notice how that's very, very awkward versus just running up the hill very strong. I'm striking, I'm driving into the ground and cycling through really, really quickly. I don't have time to do all this to get really high. The higher our leg goes, again, the slower our cadence becomes, and the more we lose power, the more we lose the force, okay? So it's very important not to kick too far behind you and to land, drive force into the ground, and cycle that leg quickly through so you can quickly provide more power, more force into the ground again. And again, that's where form, power, all come together for a good, healthy, fast performance type of running, what I call strength running. Okay, here's my stairs. It's gonna be a little tight, but again, the point is not for me to show you how, but it's for you to use the stairs as a drill, for the stairs to demonstrate how you do things. Okay, so I'm gonna set the camera down, and this, I want you to exaggerate it at first. I want you to really kick back as you run up the stairs. Do that, notice how unnatural it feels, okay? And then just run up the stairs naturally, one step at a time. Notice how that feels. Again, there's force into the ground, a lot of knees up in front of you, okay, versus a lot of kicking back. It's natural, okay? Notice how it's nice and quick, whereas when you're really exaggerated to kick back, you lost cadence. It really was more of a plodding, okay? And then last, run up so fast that you skip the steps. Skip one step. And again, notice how by skipping one step, you naturally have to provide more force into the step to navigate the extra step rather than reaching. Okay, what we're doing with the stairs is we're fixing where you strike the ground. Okay, you can't reach out in front of you to gain the power. It's the power comes from the leg that's landing on the step providing force into the step to help you navigate 1 or 2 extra steps. So play around with doing 1 step, really quick cadence, and then skipping 1 step. And then if you can skip 2, notice how what changes is the power or the force you're providing into the step that dictates how powerful, or in real world, how fast you are by increasing your distance per stride. Okay, it's the force leg, not the leg that's reaching out in front of you. Okay, and with that, I'll leave it there. But again, notice, practice this, notice how your knees come up in front of you versus a lot of kickback. Really, really key. All right, I have my athletes do this year round, whether it's on hills, stairs, or a combination of. This is great strength training, but also a wonderful, wonderful tool to help you to begin to feel good form rather than wondering what it looks like or what it should look like. Okay, it's important to feel it so you can alter it.